What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck? Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello everyone and welcome into the show. Welcome in each and every one of you Phyrexians out there, or maybe you're not a Phyrexian. Maybe you are at war with something, someone, some way, somehow. Either way, I welcome you to the show. This is Hunt the Week. It is a weekly Magic the Gathering podcast about the Arena Sealed Gauntlet League that we all play in and we all love. We have wrapped up with Shadows over Innistrad, and we are getting ready for MOM, aka March of the Machines. This is the March of the Machines kickoff show. Welcome in. Welcome in, each and every one of you. I am your host with the most, your Goku or go home, your Don John DeMarco. I am a one-time rookie of the league. We are talking Strixhaven. I am a one-time league winner. We're talking Chaos 2. And I was the first American to ever win a league. Yes, that's very true. And we're talking MOM. We're talking all things MOM. And we're talking a little Shadows. We're talking a little bit of Shadows, but we're mostly talking MOM. So call your mom, tell her you love her, and let's get ready for the show. And I want to talk about it. Pools have not been rolled. Pools were supposed to be rolled today on Wednesday as I record. It is 3 p.m. on Wednesday. But it got pushed back because some booster tutor bot problems, issues, fixes, bugs, whatever. It's happening tomorrow. So I figured, do Hunt the Week a day early. I'm also busy tomorrow. So, hey, this all works out. You still get some content for your Wednesday afternoon. And we all get to get ready for these exciting pool rolls. I cannot wait to see what I open. I've been doing some drafts. I like the set. I think it's a lot of fun. And I want to talk all about it. So let the battle begin.
The battle begins!
That's right, but before we can get to MOM and March of the Machines and the new league and what it's all about and what we're doing, first we have to talk about Shadows a little bit. This is your top 8 Mega Drafters for Shadows. Paul G, number 1, The Dragon, 12-3. Evan C, 10-4, Peas of Crab. Damian S, Buttcrack Magic, 11-4. Richard K, Preacher, 26, 11-4. Jordan M, JM Tron, 11-4. Caleb G, Why Not, 11-4. Justin P, Code Pigeon, 11-4. And Emmett F, Sepulcher, 10-5. And you know what they all have in common? They've all come on the podcast, man. Those are all past guests, friends of the show, as we like to say, right? Those are the people. They're the ones who came in and they came on the show. We talked about Magic. And now we get to watch each and every one of them in the Mega Draft. It's all Innistrad, Vow, Hunt, and Sir, all put together mishmash with some bonus sheets. I'm excited. I hope you are. I might be casting it. I don't know. Chris just posted about it, and I said, hey, maybe I could do it. I don't. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I don't know what happens on Sunday, but it's possible. So get ready for that. Sunday at 1 p.m. EST, we get to watch the best of the best, have a great draft, Innistrad style, and battle it out. I'm excited, and I hope you are too. And I do want to give an honorary shout out to Black Canary Miranda, who went, as I record, 6-1 in the last week to make a big run for the top 8, make that spot. But it was between Emmett and Miranda, the Magic power couple. And only one of them could make it in, and it was Emmett. But Miranda, you played your butt off, and I saw some of those games. They were extremely well played. You did great. Congratulations. And way to make a nice push there at the end. It's hard to do. But we're done with Sir. We have to talk about MOM now, right? Dad's away. Let's talk about MOM. And I don't know if you guys have seen all the promotional stuff that Wizards has been doing for their sets lately. Like during the last set, they had those Hot Pockets came out, and that was everywhere. Like you can get Magic themed Hot Pockets. I guess they're not themed Magic. They just come with like a promo code. It'd be cool if they were themed, though. Yeah, this is Magic themed Hot Pocket. It's full of Phyrexian oil. Here you go. Oh, but yeah, they had the Hot Pocket thing, and then I've been seeing this new, they're doing something with Disney. It's all over my TikTok and my Instagram, and I thought it was so weird, and it kept popping up. So I just want to play this new Magic promotion that Wizards has been playing, and I don't know. It's lost on me, but I thought it was so weird. Here it is. We just got done with Sir League, and you wonder what is next. A new set is coming out now, and here's what you should expect. There's Transform and a new card type. It's also exciting. We'll be rolling starting pool soon. Get ready for deck building. March of Machines. March of Machines. Incubate tokens, they can transform now at instant speed. And then there's Prowess creatures too. They can get 1+1 for you. Lots of mechanics, how will you plan it, March of Machines? There's battles, or are they sieges, that you get to try and flip. First you have to go attack them, and then you have to cast it. Remember they can be countered, and then there's another trick. Watch out for Phyrexian Censor, cause then you cannot cast it. March of Machines. March of Machines. Calling for backup, it puts a counter on one of your things. And it gives abilities. Pay lots of attention to these. They are your creatures with special features. March of Machines. March of Machines. There is Convoke too. It's not a joke to you or to me. There is some land cycling too. You get a land for just paying 2. So much to do here. What will you brew here, March of Machines? Yeah, I don't know what they were going for with that or who that's supposed to appeal to. But hey, they're trying a bunch of different things out at Wizards, and I applaud them for it. So, hey, keep trying stuff. Maybe something will stick. I don't know. We got to talk about what's going on in Mom, right? What's happening? What are the mechanics? What are you trying to do? And this is your color pairs and archetypes, okay? So, red and white is backup / aggro. Big surprise there, right? Boros, aggro. Who could have guessed it? Blue and black, graveyard. Another, very interesting choice. Graveyard for Dimir. Huh, cool. Green and white are counters. Red and blue is convoke. Green and black is incubate. White and blue is knights. Red and green are battles. White and black are Phyrexians. Green and blue is transform, and black and red are sacrifice. As I record right now, the top color pairs are black and white, then green and red, and then blue is down at the bottom, but they're all pretty close. Nothing is like really, really unplayable. You know, we're not talking blue in 1 here. I mean, yeah, blue's the worst, but not by much. So don't just count out on blue. It is considered to be a medium speed format, so it's not fast, it's not slow, right down there in the middle, and having those battles to add to your life total is certainly going to be helping that. And if we're looking at top commons, we're looking at Realmbreaker's Grasp in white. That's a 1 in a white pacifism. Pre-Wing Champion in blue. That's 2 in a blue for a 2/2 flyer that makes a 1/1 on ETB. Deadly Derision. That's 2 black. Destroy a creature or planeswalker. Make a treasure token at instant speed. Volcanic Spite. 1 in a red. Deal 3 damage to a creature, planeswalker, or battle. And then put a card from your hand on the bottom if you do draw a card. And Cosmic Hunger, that's 1 in a green. For target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to another creature, planeswalker, or battle. So we got 4 removal spells and a bird. That's pretty cool. And if we go to 17 lands and look at some of the top performing uncommons and commons, we got Elvish Vat Keeper is the number 1 performing uncommon in the set. That's black-green for a 3/3 that incubates 2 on ETB. And you can pay 5 to transform your incubate tokens, double the counters on it. And then we got Gold Scale Aeronaut, white common, Phyrexian Awakening, white uncommon, Elspeth Smite, white uncommon, Norn's Inquisitor, white uncommon, Unsealed Necropolis, black common, Deadly Derision, black common. So that's why people are saying black and white are kind of the best color pair, because if you look at it, you got a black, green, gold, and then 4 whites, 2 black cards. And boy, is this set. This set looks fun, man. There's a lot of power here. You got the bonus sheet. You got Praetors. The battles have been really fun. It's this like, if you wait till your opponent, kind of attacks in, and you can time it right, so you play the battle, get the value off of it, and then immediately attack it and flip it. Oh, that just feels so good. But then you get too many battles up, and you're all caught up in pressuring these battles. You're not going to be pressuring your opponent that much. But I'm interested to see how aggro decks do, right? Like if you're spending all your turns turning your card sideways, you're not protecting the battles. And those battles can get out of hand quick. I'm very excited for Mom. I think this has been real fun. I've done a couple drafts so far. I've been having a blast. You know, the bonus sheet is just, there's so many cool, fun cards on there. There's some bonkers stuff, and there's some really good stuff, and there's some mass stuff. But it fills in the gaps. It fills in all the gaps. Removal seems good. Yeah, dinosaurs are back. And we get this fun mechanic of, hey, you get to pick any pack you want. You don't have to stick with Mom. If that mechanic wasn't there, I'd probably say, yeah, this is it's a big league, big set. You go all Mom. Like one. You go all one in one league. You know, Justin got lucky going Kamigawa, making it look real good. But I think you go all Mom. And they said, no, you can't go all Mom. You can't do it. You're not allowed. You only get 5 Mom packs. Do you take those 5 Mom packs early? Or do you wait? And Johnny said something to me that I think was really interesting. This is what Johnny said. How much better is Mom than the next best set versus how much better is the next best set versus the 5th next best set? Because that's kind of what you're going for, right? If you take Mom, you're going to miss a couple weeks of sets of some of the stronger ones. How much more valuable are your early packs than your later packs? Is it better to win early? Is it better to win late? Does taking Mom help you win? Or does maybe spiking something in that bro pack, the colorless artifacts? You know, that bonus sheet that was crazy bonkers. So how much better is the best set versus the 5th best set? You know, that's something you got to think about. Think about what sets are not only going to be gone this week, what sets you think might be gone next week. Okay, what sets going after that? You can watch and see what packs people are taking. And maybe that's a strategy, right? You wait maybe till halfway through the week, see what packs everyone are taking, and now you can decide, oh, I want to take those packs. I'll start getting my games in. Or maybe you decide, I'm fine with missing those packs. I'm going for Mom. That's what I want to do. And I don't know. I don't know what the first 2 sets will be. I've mentioned it before. I think Brothers War, War of the Spark, the War sets. That's what I think could go early. But then I was talking to someone in Cody's super secret server. Cody Race is the best player on the server. And he's like, I'm going all one. You know, you got Proliferate. You got all these +1/+1 counters. You got these battles that have counters. Proliferate seems really good. I was like, yeah, that's great. We're all going to have different opinions and different style choices over what we think is the right choice, right? And what we think you should be doing. I know that I've got my plan. And I hope you have yours, because I have got a plan. And is it going to work? Probably not. But I'll tell you what it is next week. I'm not spilling the beans early on what I'm trying to do in Mom. Although if you're a eagle-eared listener, or if you know me like at all, you can probably guess. It's not hard. But I have a plan. And I will be coming for each and every one of you in Mom. But this week I had to ask for help from one of you. That's right. One of you wonderful people came on the show this week. Someone who had never come on the show but did great in Sur League, and I wanted to talk to them all about Sur League and all about Mom coming up. So please join me this week as we call for backup.
You called for backup.
That's right. This week we are calling for backup from Sir second place right now as I record, Evan C. Peas of Crab. Had a great discussion with Evan like 2 weeks ago. We were just hanging out in some room, and you know, I think he watched me play a game, and we just talked for like a half hour after that. It was my first real interaction with Evan, who has been gone for a while and came back. And after that conversation, I was like, I gotta get Evan on the show. It was fun talking to him. He's a smart guy, knows a lot about Magic, league winner. You know, one of the old dogs, as they say. Like William H. Macy, John Travolta. No, that's Wild Hogs, not old dogs. Anyway, I talked to Evan C. We had a great time. I'll play that interview now. All right, everyone, join me as I call for backup this week with none other than Evan C. Evan, welcome to the show.
Thank you, John. Glad to talk to you.
Hey, I'm happy to have you. Me and you, we had a little talk, just hanging out, watching some games a couple of weeks ago, and I got real excited, and I said, I got to get Evan on the show. And then you locked up the top 8, and here you are with the top 8 Sur League performance. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's funny, when I said that, you know, oh, maybe I should make a top 8 before coming on to the podcast. I thought it was going to be I thought there was going to be more of a delay between me saying, "Yeah, sure, I'll come on," it actually happening, but it
Yeah,
just turns out.
little behind the scenes is that I actually asked Evan to come on the show last week and he declined. He said, no, I want to wait till like I have more recognition to my name. I want to top eight something. And then a week later, hey, I locked up top eight. Can I think I'd like to come on the show? What wonderful
Yeah,
timing.
yeah, wonderful timing indeed. It just didn't feel right to just, be on the show just because of things I had done in the past.
Oh, but you're a league winner. That holds weight, whether it's now or before. Your name is etched in the book somewhere. In fact, before we get to what league you won, because I really want to know, I want to know when you first started playing Magic, Evan.
Right. So at this point, I've been playing Magic for, I would say, about 4.5 years, a little more than 4 years. Um, I don't know if anybody else has. I know there's at least a couple people in the community who came from Hearthstone, and yeah, I'm definitely one of them. I used to follow a Twitch streamer called Dreads, and he was solely, essentially, a limited player for Hearthstone. So they have, funnily enough, their own limited format, which they call Arena. No relation to what we've got going on in the MTG space, but they have Arena, and you build a deck full of cards, and you have to pick from a pack of three each time. So this streamer got invited by MTG when Arena first came out to try out their game, and there's some overlap. People go here and there from the community and paper to Hearthstone and vice versa. So he tried it out. I watched him play it a bit, and it seemed interesting. I had never really engaged with Magic, but there are people that I went to high school and university with who I never played with them, but I heard later on, like, oh, as we kind of grew apart, I understood that Magic is something that they got into. Um, as while they were in the States and I was in Canada, so I started playing Arena and with Guilds of Ravnica, then had my first paper in Ravnica Allegiance and started playing way more once I started working for a card shop. And yeah, so it's been about 4 years, and I have taken a bit of a break as well between Strixhaven, after Strixhaven, so between AFR and then I started playing again back in Brothers War. So there has been a bit of a break for myself as well. But all in all, I would say more or less 4 years.
Oh, little teaser. We got some questions about that break later that I'm excited to ask you about. But that's very interesting. I remember when they were trying to pull in people from Hearthstone to Magic, and you're one of the people that they were able to get right from those Hearthstoners playing the Magic game. I was always curious. I was like, does this work? And it does, because here you are, Evan, and you work for a game store. You were one of the figurehead for one of the game stores. I know that you were the guy to talk to for a while. And you've got possibly the best emote on the server. I mean, we got to talk about the rip emote that I think is just, it's the best one. I think it gets used by everybody all the time. It's so clean, so classic. Ah, what a great choice you had. What league did you win to get that emote?
So I ended up winning the Amon Ket Remastered League.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, if I recall correctly, I just had a very solid aggressive Rakdos deck, Rakdos rather. I had a solid aggressive Rakdos deck that took me quite far. And then I unfortunately only went 2-1 in the Megadraft, but I had gotten so far ahead in
Oh,
record
nice.
that even though my team beat me there, I still was able to pull off the overall win.
Oh,
Though I have also won a Megadraft once and had the same thing happen to me in the first league versus York.
oh,
Um, and yeah, I played Spells is a deck that was pretty solid, and you know, I actually think it might have been a stronger deck than Maxime's, but he drafted a very nice removal heavy. Similarly, I guess it was the league for Rakdos because his trophy deck in the Megadraft was also Rakdos and had some good draws, had some great play. Seems a great player who I have a lot of respect for.
Oh, yeah, Maxime
And
is one of the best.
yeah, definitely. And uh, yeah, so solid competition and kind of snuck away with it at the end there.
And now you here we are closing out Shadows League, a 3 week league. One that I've been talking about how much I love Shadows, and this was everything I hoped it would be. I mean, I think this was a great format. It was a great set. Um, I'd like to know what you thought of Shadows. Obviously, it's gonna be a good thing, I hope, because usually when you do well in a league, it's hard to say, oh, I didn't like the set, but hey, I got second place. Who wants to complain about that? So what was your Shadows experience? How was your deck? How was your 3 week run?
Right. So talking about shadows, I think that if we're just talking about the set, I like the Shadows of the Past, the rotating card lists there. I uh I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the implementation, the full implementation of it. I think that some decks ended up really weak and uh some deck archetypes specifically ended up quite weak and some were very strong. Looking at green white humans on the stronger side and looking at or spirits on the stronger side and looking at it was yes either Simic because they didn't have a clear identity, they were both clues as well as emerge, and also the blue black zombies which didn't really receive a lot of support. So not exactly a fan of how Wizards decided to curate to make the remastered. um, But in terms of how I liked it as a set overall, hmm, I don't I can't really speak to that. People do talk about their favorite sets if they really like the set. For me, I kind of enjoy all the Magic sets to some extent or another. So I don't know if I'd be able to really rank it versus others, saying like, oh, it's top three, top five, etc. But fun enough. Limited's always fun. For the league specifically, I started with a really strong green-white pool, had Tireless Tracker, had Sigarda, had a Traverse the Ovenwald
Oh, such good
for,
card. So many good cards.
yeah, so many good cards. And I didn't have a lot of, I mean, those two are bombs, but I didn't have any other bombs to start from my rares, just two copies of Summary's Dismissal. I had Traverse the Ovenwald, which was mostly just a grab a land,
Yeah.
but that's solid enough in the first couple weeks, but it was really the commons and uncommons that filled it out, meant I could start two colors right out of the gate. And then after that, I investigated my first pack, got Navison, uh, plus a Faith Unbroken. The next pack, I think, got me Thalia, and the final pack got me plus Thalia plus some removal, and the final pack got me the Heron's Grace Champion plus another Faith Unbroken, I think, plus another Oldenwald Mysteries. Uh, the deck ended up pretty heinous at the end, and yeah, I just kind of played. I think a lot of people could have gotten very far, if not, maybe everybody could get top eight with this deck. It was very strong.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and it's 3 copies of Thraben Inspector, 3 copies of Grapple with the Past to find your good cards. Like you said, all the rares, tons of good rares. Sigardo alone, like, takes over a game. Good
Mhm.
removal and Faith Unbroken, bound by Moon Silver. Um, yeah, deck looks very nice. Double Uvenwald Mysteries, so you got tons of card draw and tons of ways to gum up the board by making 1/1s. Yeah, the deck looks gross. It looks beautiful, and it got you there to top eight, second place in Shadows over in a strong league. Again, congratulations, Evan. Not easy to do, even in a 3 week league.
Thank you.
So it's been a while since you've done a mega draft, I'm guessing, because the like you said, you took a little break, and you're talking about Amonkhet Remastered. That's before I was in the league. Um, so coming back to a mega draft, right? This is a fun one. This is the all Innistrad mega draft, right? It's got Vow, it's got Midnight Hunt, and then it's got shadows mixed in with some like different bonus sheets. What do you think of the Mega Draft? Is there anything you're looking forward to, or are you planning? Um, is there anything you're doing to plan to get ready for the Mega Draft as it comes up?
Right. So I'm not sure when you're going to be releasing this, but one of the things that I'm planning to do to prepare for this, and anybody's free to join, uh, is that currently there are 4 people signed up or registered, I guess, that have voted for doing a practice mega draft of Sir Val Mid on Tuesday, tomorrow at about 9:30. So I don't know if anybody of the 4 people, including myself, none of the others are in the top 8, but this was run on the Spaghetti series and the side quests about a couple weeks ago, and they really liked this format, so they're willing to do a mega draft just to help me, and I really appreciate that because the other thing is that I'm worried about this mega draft because it has 2 sets that occurred during my hiatus, and I've been looking at the card list, and I plan to continue to look at the card list to become more familiar, but yeah, there's going to be cards that I just don't have that, that play experience, the real experience of playing with it, getting beaten by it, hating it, and the kind of natural feeling that people get after they've played a full season of a set where, their pick orders are quite clear, the signaling is quite clear.
Yeah.
I won't have that as much, but I am definitely looking up at the card list, looking up some draft guides, but with also a a strong reminder to myself that it's still somewhat of a chaos set. There are going to be synergies because
Oh
it's
yeah.
all on Innistrad, right? There's going to be graveyard, there's going to be tribal
Zombies
stuff.
are going to be everywhere. Werewolves are going to be everywhere. Vampires are going to be, yeah, tribal
Exactly,
stuff.
John.
Yeah, it's going to be tons of it. It's going to be lousy. You're gonna. It's going to be hard not to get like some synergies, spirits.
Mhm.
It's an iconic thing on that plane.
Totally. But the thing is that I have to remind myself is that I can't exactly buy into how the metas were at those times, even though that's what's best recorded for posterity. Like the best resources I have available online are going to be speaking about the meta. Oh, Demir was super strong, Gruul was weak in this set, etc. But that's in a specific context of that format. And here we have a little bit of connection between all of them. So there is just some raw card evaluation that still has to go on and raw deck making, even despite these links between the sets. So, that's something to remind myself of, but also could be beneficial because it means I might not be maybe if I'm kind of looking at it at the more from a more objective point, then it can help me navigate the draft by not getting stuck too much in what a certain archetype felt like or how powerful it was within its own set.
Yeah, this sounds like a really fun mega draft. I think what they did it's a really good idea that they put these sets together because they've been mixing the mega drafts up the last few mega drafts. And I know when it was one mega draft, there was, a lot of huff and puff, too much one.
Right.
I'm not going to say too much Innistrad. This is like the perfect amount of Innistrad. And
Mhm.
I think you're right. You do get a kind of a fun perspective of like, you missed these sets. You might not fall into the trap of like, oh, red was bad in Val. It's like, yeah, but red might be great mixed with Hunt and Sir. It's you get to not look at it from that perspective. And what a cool, fun thing for you. I'm excited for you to play in this thing.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm excited as well, but there in the guaranteed top 8 and the probable top 8, there are some absolute killers there. So,
Oh, it's yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah.
fully expecting to go 3
Now be careful. You got Jordan in there, right? He won the last one. He's still sneaking in. You got some people still playing. In fact, I just watched Emmett take down Daniel J. Frisky Hobbit. So
here.
yeah, people are still playing to pick up that last eighth, seventh spot. And it's a rogues gallery of strong players and great drafters. So you find yourself in good company, Evan.
Yes.
Well,
Absolutely.
Shadows, it's been wonderful. It's been great, but it was a short league, 3 weeks, and we got a new league coming up and it's March of the Machines. Have you done any pre-release? Have you been looking at anything March of the Machines, or are you focused on Innistrad and your Mega Draft right now?
I've been keeping up with spoiler season. I've had some thoughts about it. I haven't really been playing Paper Magic uh, since the since leaving Canada, and I didn't really feel like going to a pre-release. So I've just been playing Innistrad, playing whatever's on Arena, and just thinking about the set's releasing tomorrow, both on MTGO and on Arena.
Oh
So
yeah, I
I'll
can't
be
wait.
able to dive right in there. But haven't had any pre-release experience, but have been really enjoying seeing what the community members have been achieving and what their perspectives are as the format is about to drop.
I was able to do one pre-release over the weekend, and my takeaway is that it's fun. Just wanted to play it again when I was done. I was like, that was a fun time. I think this is going to be a
That,
fun format.
that's a really good sign. What did you end up playing?
So I played a green black deck. I opened two rare battles. The battle for Ikoria, where it's like X green green, search
Yeah,
your graveyard, hand, library, whatever for a creature non-human X or less. Put it on the battlefield, and then you flip it, and it's an 8/8 that lets your creatures assign combat damage as though they weren't blocked. And
yeah.
oh, two of those, and it's like you have a nice little
Wow.
toolbox in your deck, So it's like if I need life gain, I can grab my life gain thing. If I need creatures, I can grab a guy that makes a incubator token. He's kind of makes two creatures, and um, or I'll grab a big thing that I can hit it with, so I can flip it real easy. And oh, it was a lot of fun. I played four battles in my deck. Um, but I saw people play no battles. There was some really cool. I think every color looked good. I think it just looked fun. Like all the mechanics kind of do their own thing, and there's a lot of brewing and building to be done. Strong cards, but not game breakingly strong. I mean, of course, there's going to be some huge bombs, but like there's answers. So if someone plays rare, things can be dealt with. It's good magic. It's good magic. After my one pre-release, we'll see if I'm still saying that 4 weeks into the league. But I got high hopes.
After losing perhaps three times to the same busted rare,
Yeah, yeah.
see
I
if
mean,
you're still singing the same tune of March of
uh,
the Machine.
yeah, like you're lucky you didn't get that in Vow and Hunt because oh man, there are some rares in that set that were groaners, big grown rares and mythics in those sets. So good luck drafting those.
Yeah, I heard Val was quite the Prince format, and we'll see if how March of the Machine lines up, if the removal is well situated to answer those bombs or not. I do have a question about that actually. You said all of the archetypes seem strong to you. Some
Yes,
of them that seem from the outside to maybe potentially not do as well to me seem to be Dimir Graveyard or Rakdos Sacrifice. Did you end up playing versus any of those decks? And
I
would you say that your statement from before still holds true with those?
uh I saw a Demir deck. It went 1-2, so it didn't do great, but it looked good. Like it looked fun and it looked good. I didn't play against it, but it was the deck my brother was running.
Hmm.
I helped him build it, and I mean it looked like a fun deck to play, but I couldn't tell you about how well it played. It didn't do well. I can tell you that green white counters looked very strong.
Yeah.
There was that looked very good, and I did not see a sacrifice deck, but I saw some. Um, I think battles they're either going to be amazing or very mediocre, depending on the ability. Like if you care about the ability the battles give you, they're going to be strong because you kind of overpay for them.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I was impressed by the battles, but I think they're not necessarily a thing you have to have. But they do change the game a bit. Like on my first round, I played against a red white aggro deck, and they didn't really have an opportunity to hold back and try to defend like my battles because they were so aggressive.
Yeah.
But because they couldn't defend my battles, I'm flipping this 8/8 battle, and I have some other big battles that flip. Um, it becomes an interesting game of can I attack? How defensive do I need to be? Like, how important is this battle? And then it's more about the battle is like its own mini game, kind of like, oh, I need to kill that thing and flip it, or oh, I can't let you do it. Um, very interesting gameplay. It's a little slower. because you get basically the extra life from the battles. But it's fun and it's interesting. I like it.
Yeah, seems like battles seem to be a good mid-range tool because perhaps because you can either choose to attack it if maybe it's actually better to attack it when you're more on the defensive. You don't mind giving your opponent some more life because you're not really the beat down, but you're trading maybe something that couldn't block as well but has more power for a potentially larger blocker that can help you stabilize sooner and turn the corner on your aggressive opponent.
Yeah, and then the ones that are removal spells are just auto includes in like almost any deck. Like they're all like the fight spell one was fantastic, and the bonus sheet makes it super interesting because you see cards that aren't yeah, I wasn't ready for. There's all kinds of weird cards in this set that I haven't looked at all of them, but the bonus sheet adds an interesting flair. I think that's fun, but I didn't see anything too powerful, though I know it is in there.
Right.
And there's a lot of stuff that can pair with Mom. And Evan, I wanted to know we have this new league coming up, and with a new league comes a new mechanic. And the mechanic this league is, any pack you want, but every week the top two packs go away. You only get 5 packs of Mom total. So I wanted to get your opinion on what you think the first 2 packs that will be picked in week 1 are, and do you think you take these packs early or late? Because I think it's an interesting thing. I don't know. I don't know if there's an answer for the second part. I think it's up in the air. But as far as the packs, um, what are you eyeing?
So to answer the first question, right, which are the two packs that I think are going to be the first to go, right?
Yeah.
Uh, uh, I think you pretty much. I think you had said on your episode last week that you thought the Brothers War and War the Spark, a lot of war going on in this
All all the war.
multiversal. Yeah, I think you picked out some really very very likely suspects out of the lineup. I would probably, if I had to bet some amount of money, I'd probably bet on those two being some of the first to go. What
I
was the
like
other
it.
part of the question?
Do you think so? You only get 5 packs of Mom, right? So do you think it's better if you go Mom in the first 5 packs and then you try to take whatever packs are left? You miss your chance to take War of the Spark and Brothers War because you take your Mom packs early. Or do you think it's better to wait, take your Mom packs at the end, and try to get some of these powerful sets before they go away?
Right. For that, so I wrote up quite a bit in on my end after you sent me this question. I think that as with all things, a lot of things in Magic, it's very variable, can depend
Oh
on a
yeah.
lot of different factors. Um, with questions, so here's are just some questions I might ask myself. Like, is my pool defined? Do I already know, have a clear idea? For example, in Shadows of Innistrad Remastered, my pool was very defined from the start. I knew that green white was where I wanted to be and where I wanted to stay. And if there was some sort of mechanic that said, "Hey, you have to stop being on Innistrad Remastered," then I would look for sets that have more humans for me to be in my green white deck. And the other things that you might ask yourself is how well do you think you might do in this week or in the following weeks? And if you're doing really, if you went 4-0 and then lost the last one, is it really worth it to go for the pack that you know is going to get eliminated, even if it is one of the stronger ones? Because guaranteed this last pack, this is only going to be one pack, and potentially you might not open up another pack for a couple weeks. So if you do really well, let's say,
Oh
or
yeah.
maybe not a couple weeks, but let's say you only open up one other pack or two other packs next week, and then at the end of it all, that first week pack is only one pack of that set. So is it going to be stronger for your deck to have that one pack, or maybe you had it and then there's just some synergies lost because it is kind of weaker just by itself. Um, and yeah, if you have such a busted pool that you think you're gonna barely go past 5 packs, when all is said and done, if you're gonna end up something crazy like 24 and 6, that might be a bit much. But if I think 22 8, 23 7, some of the best that we've ever seen.
Yeah, sounds about
Um,
right.
and if you're in that case, then perhaps to be able to get there, then you might want to just stick with mom as your first packs, and the last 3 packs they can be whatever, right? You're probably going to get more synergy. If what people seem to think is correct, mom is might be just the strongest pack to open in general.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure about that, but if that is true, then it's going to be the strongest pack in a vacuum. It's also going to have the most synergy with your existing cards. So to get to that point, it might be better just to go for mom. And then, I might also keep track of what's going to be lost this week and what might be lost in 2 weeks from now, or not 2 weeks from now, but the runners up for next week. Maybe I maybe you want to try to get some more packs for one that's going to be leaving soon, but you might have access to in the next week. So you actually can build up a stronger base of cards of the same set, right?
I think it's such an interesting take on a league because I feel like everyone's going to kind of do what they think is right, and there's a lot of different choices. I was talking to someone in Cody's server uh, about this, and they're like, "I'm going on one. One was a super fast set, and I want to take advantage of that. And also, this set has tons of +1/+1 counters, which they avoided putting in that set with all the proliferate. And like, you get a good base of incubate tokens or +1/+1 counters with all those proliferate cards, do some broken stuff." And I was like, what a great take, not one I had thought of. And I was like, yeah, it sounds like a way to go and a path to go down, and could work out, right? Like everyone's going to have their own opinion of, this thing mixed with X, and oh, I'm going to try to pick the best packs at the best times and get the best. Oh, I'm just excited to see how it turns out. It's been a while since we've had this pick any pack you want from any pack, right? Like they don't do those a lot, and this is a fun way to kind of make it work, but also kind of play head games and like, oh, I want this pack, but if I take it too quick, people might jump on the bandwagon, or oh, I'm going to go all mom, and I don't even care about the packs. It's just such a cool idea.
Yeah.
I'm ready for this league to start and begin.
Hmm. Very cool idea. A lot of interesting choice, the collective intelligence playing with it or against it. And yeah, one seems like a really good set to open. And there's a few that I think have a good likelihood of being some of the other top ones besides War and War the Spark and Brothers War. And each of the archetypes also have some sets that they might pair up better with. For example, the tribal sets, Phyrexian, right?
Yeah.
You have both one and DMU that have some pretty solid Phyrexians in there, for white black specifically, and then knights, Eldraine, Dominaria. There's those sorts of things, and some of the some of the more niche ones, or not niche, because actually the tribal ones are the most niche, but some of the more generic ones, sacrifice, backup, uh, graveyard synergies, or the red green battles, which you can't really replicate across any of the other sets. Those can be a little bit more generic, so you might just be able to just go to wherever that archetype is strong if you're in those colors.
I I think you're right. It's going to be fun to see. I hope to. I could be wrong. Like it could not be Brothers War and War of the Spark in week one they could take, and it could be DMU and could be Amonkhet remastered or something. I don't know. It could be all kinds of weird stuff going on.
Hmm.
So it's like, oh, I just can't wait to see people argue and discuss and see and beat someone and be like, oh, you want that pack? You want an Ixalan? Sure, I'll give you an Ixalan. Like you never know what's going to happen, and I think that's just so fun.
Let's see. In my list of the different archetypes, Ixalan did make it onto one of them, and that's
Yeah.
red white backup. I think Ixalan could have some legs there, but it's still far far behind quite a few of the other
I mean,
ones. But
there's a lot of dinosaurs in this set, so you want some dinosaur synergies? There you go. We'll get them for
oh,
you.
really?
Oh yeah,
I hadn't even thought about that.
there's a bigger than average number of dinosaurs in this set for whatever reason. Maybe they're more like rare, but there are some dinosaurs that can do some dino things.
That is a super interesting point, and I hadn't even considered it. So thanks, John.
Hey, always happy to help. We're running out of time here, Evan, but I got some questions from the league. Hope to get some answers before we run out here. This first one comes from Damien. Damien would like to know, how do you always manage to speak to such a high level headed and intelligent of profound magic, yet you play aggressive piles?
Um, that's just the characteristics that I have. I would say I'm kind of a cabs style cards that affect the board state magic player.
Uh-huh.
And so I end up drafting a lot and play and finding success in more aggressive tempo to mid-range decks. And also to end up in that space, you have to either draft it or to build it out of your pool. And I would say, generally speaking, something that I should work on or something that is perhaps the my next level up moment is being able to improvise a bit more or see those riskier builds that end up still getting you percentage points because it's just stronger than being kind of a bit more stricter and a bit more restricted. Because, I'm one of those ones who will often go down to two colors as soon as possible. I don't care for the risky splashes. And in a draft, maybe I stick to my guns and I don't thread the needle to find the more speculative, but perhaps more rewarding uh, navigation. So just it's where I currently find success, but I don't doubt that there's places that I can improve and I'm looking to
Miranda would like to know, where does your arena handle come from? Peas of crab. Uh, it makes me giggle. What's the origin of that?
origin of that is just I have a bit of a self-deprecating personality and I like wordplay, I like puns. So, you know, when you start playing video games online and you need a handle, I just came up with being a piece of crab.
That's great. I like you. You did a great job. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Chris York wants to know that after a 3-year hiatus, can you compare your 2000 or your can you compare your 2020 versus your 2023 league experience, pros and cons? What was the league like back then? What's it like now?
Mm, I don't know if I can really go through pros and cons of each, but I will say that I think there's a lot of nice streamlined features. The skill level seems a lot higher. The community is actually a bit smaller, but features like the automated pool tracking, which is new, or the booster tutor, and this podcast, the regular commentating for either weekly feature matches or for the mega draft. All these elements I think are really sweet and that it's kind of settled into something that's comfortable and confident in itself. I think that what I would characterize the early league is a lot of frenetic energy. I think we were having huge player counts. There was I guess, a lot of uncertainty and a lot of pent up energy that people had from the pandemic that they were pouring in online. And so now it's kind of more, it's matured. Yeah, is how I feel about it now after these 3 years, and just happy to be back. Happy to see a lot of old faces and new faces as well.
And we're happy to have you back, Evan. I always, hate seeing people go, but I love it when they come back because I get to, I know you were before my time, and now I get to make a connection with you and talk to you about magic and have this new magic friend here on the server. And I get to watch you top 8, come on my show, and now I get to watch you Megadraft, and I'm going to be rooting for you. And it's just the community is just so fantastic. And I love being a part of it. I love everyone that is a part of it, the people that have come before, the people that will still come. And I'm glad that you came back, Evan, because you're league winner. You're Evan. You're RIP emoji guy, and now I know who you are. And now I've talked to you. I used to just know you as, oh, that's Evan's emoji. He left. I was like, oh, okay. But it's like, no, now I know who Evan is, and I can. It all means a little bit more to me now, right? Because now I know you, and you know me a bit, right? It's just how it is. We get to bond over this wonderful thing that we love.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Evan. I do wish you luck in the Mega Draft, and luck in your practice Mega Draft. This comes out on Thursday, so sadly we can't have anybody join you. But I hope it went well, and maybe you got to even play some games with those cards. So you can kind of see how they work, because those Innistrad sets were a little weird, maybe a little different. So I hope you're able to get in at least a couple reps in them. And good luck, my friend, and good luck in Mom, which I assume you're coming back for.
Yes, I've already registered. And yeah, unfortunately, I think registration will also be closed after this episode is airing. But well, if you aren't registered, then we'll miss you. But hopefully, we'll find you in the next one.
We'll see you in the next one. Till then, thanks for coming on, Evan.
Thanks, John.
Evan, such a cool, calm, collected guy. Agrees with me on the packs that are going to go. I always love it when someone says, hey, John, you're right. Oh, doesn't that feel good? And Evan, you know me watching you in the Mega Draft with a tempered eye. And I want to see you go all the way again. I love it when someone comes back. Jesse did this 2 leagues ago. Boom, been gone for a while. Came back, top 8'd. Show all the new kids that you still got it and why you are here. So good luck out there, Evan. I hope your practice Mega Draft went well. And I hope you got to look up those Vow and Hunt sets a little bit, because a little different than Sir. A little different, but I am excited to see how everyone drafts this Mega Draft. I think this is an exciting one. All Innistrad, cool themes. You're going to have zombies, werewolves, spirits, and all these sets. They're going to combine well, so I want to see how that all works and how the best players in our league make their decks and how they play. And I have it confirmed. I'll be doing commentary with the one and only Chris York on Sunday at 1. Never done Magic commentary before. Hey, how hard can it be, right? I mean, I do a Magic podcast. I could probably talk about Magic cards for a few hours and then, hang out with Chris York. It doesn't sound too bad at all. It doesn't sound too bad to me at all. And you know what else doesn't sound too bad? Hoping that you get to keep a good 7. Because as Mom comes out and we get ready for all these battles and transform and incubate tokens and the counters and the cycling and everything else that's going on with it. Without a good 7, it's not going to get you very far. And I hope that Shuffler's in your favor, because you need the top of your deck to be on your side. Or it's not fun. Drawing like 6 lands in a row. Not a good time. Or drawing 5 non-lands in a row when you're stuck on 2 lands. We've all been there. Get the Shuffler on your side. And I'll see you all next week as we go over week 1 of March of the Machines. Bye, everybody.